Hey, let's talk about how to buy things wholesale so that they actually sell within your shop. Okay, I want to tell you how to find those really good pieces on like Fashion Go or at Market or wherever you're going to be shopping. But I also want to tell you how to research ahead of time so that you know that your dollars are going to be going towards something that's actually going to sell. Okay. Let's start with that part because it's pretty easy to do, and it has a double purpose in training your eye so that you are super familiar with what is happening within that season in fashion. I'm not talking about fast fashion, all right? We're not talking about the Forever 21s of the world, or even maybe what else would be like a super fast fashion brand. H&M can a lot of times be like really fast. They're like international brands that are selling things like really fast. We want to research on the sites that are going to be like the Anthropologies, the Free Peoples, the Red Dress Boutique, Judith March, Vici Collection, any of those types of companies that are going to have like a wide, and some of the influencer brands as well, where people are shopping that are the same age as your customers, okay? And that's just kind of a baseline. Altered State, that would be another one. Dry Goods. Dry Goods is a little bit younger, but it might still work for you. Dry Goods and Francesca's, those are a little bit younger brands, but maybe that works for you depending on what you're selling. Lulu's, okay. Let's go on. So what you do, it's super simple, is you go to the site and you click on all clothing, and it's going to tell you the total number of garments that they have, which is going to be it's going to be in the thousands. I think I did Free People the other day and it was like 3,000. And then what you do after that is you start narrating. So you just write down that number. We just start doing math, right? You can see where this is going. And then we look at how many tops there are total. And there's probably going to be around, if there's about 3,000 garments, it's going to be about 1/3. So you know right away that 1/3 of your spend is also going to go toward tops. Okay, and then you narrow it down further into, they're going to have crossover categories, but what you are looking for is, so the general number of tops, but you're looking for, okay, Paula, that's how many tops I get, but is that like blouses? Is that like shirts like this? Or is it like t-shirts or like tank tops or like what kind of tops? I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you, they're going to say within the tops, they're going to narrow it down further into blouses. Then they're going to narrow it down graphic t-shirts, camisoles, whatever. Like, you know what the product categories are. At least I hope you do if you're a boutique owner. If you don't, then you definitely need to be doing this research. And by the way, this is for starting boutique owners, but this is also for veteran boutique owners. So go get that math, and then you're going to be able to see, do that for like 3 different websites. And then you're going to be able to see, okay, this is how many jean options I need to have. This is how many based on your total spend. So you have $10,000 or whatever you're doing that season for your spend, $5,000, whatever it is. So you know that 1/3 of that $5,000 is going to go toward tops. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you look at the dresses and and so some of the obscure categories, for example, this is what I would do. Some of the obscure categories, just like, I think I looked on Free People and there was like, of 3,000 items, there was 90 total, just like plain t-shirts. They didn't have like any graphics or any prints or anything. They were just like regular old t-shirts. And I was like, okay, so I probably wouldn't even, because that'd be like, for you, that'd be like one plain t-shirt. Just don't worry about that category. Just don't get it. So any of the categories that are on that site that just aren't shopped very well, they're not going to have very many items in them. And so you just like, you can just push those out the door like right away. We're looking for like the top categories on that site. And then you have a shopping list. All of a sudden you have a shopping list. I need to find 10 blouses. I need to find 10 of them. So I'm going to go on Fashion Go and I'm just going to narrow this down. I'm just going to go onto Fashion Go. I'm going to click blouses, short sleeve blouses. I'm going to click printed. I'm going to click, this is how much money I want to spend. And suddenly you just narrowed down your shopping and saved yourself like a crazy amount of time, because oftentimes what we do is we just like go shopping and we kind of get like, oh, we're going to get this or this or this. But like, if you do that research ahead of time, by the way, once you do about 3 sites, they're all going to be roughly the same percentages. And then that also tells you what types of things are popular that season, okay? Because the other thing that I never want you to purchase, okay, no matter what, please just don't do it. Things that don't fit well. Always on your tops. It didn't really matter ever what season I was in, you guys. Women's body types are just a certain way. And so in order to support the most amount of customers and make women feel really good about themselves, I would only get shirts that were kind of like tight through here, right? They were tight through here, and then they were like kind of loose down this way because a lot of people's problem areas were down here and we just needed a little bit of extra fabric. It was a very classic type of fit. In fact, this would be one of those pieces, and you see how the drape, it just kind of like drapes nicely on the body. Those are the types of fit that you are looking for once you actually start going on Fashion Go. And you're gonna notice on some of the bigger sites like the boxy tops, but like don't buy the boxy tops. Just don't do it, okay? Just let Target sell the boxy tops if they really want to. Go ahead, Target, go ahead, Free People. But guess what you always find on the clearance section that doesn't sell at like the Macy's or whatever in like the last call section? You always find the nasty fitting stuff from Free People. Always the stuff that's like you know which pieces I'm talking about, the pieces where like the neckline is like straight across, okay? And then it's like some stiff fabric and you put it on and you're like, you look at yourself in the mirror and you go, I literally look like I am wearing a paper bag. Like, is this made out of cardboard? Like, I don't know for sure. Let's just put it back on the rack. Like, it doesn't look good. Yeah, that's what every woman said when she went to the dressing room. That's why it's on the clearance section. And so don't get those types of pieces because they're going to end up in your clearance section or they're just not going to sell at all. They have to fit well. All right. Top categories are going to be tops. I want to talk about that a little bit more. If you are a new boutique, or you need to revive your current boutique, I am going to recommend to you, rather than getting tops, dresses, bralettes, shorts, necklaces, whatever the categories are, I'm trying to think, graphic t-shirts, plain t-shirts, fashion tops, sweaters, rather than getting all of those things, why don't you just purchase from like the top selling categories on those sites? So like get a good selection of just tops, get a good selection of just a few dresses that are unique or whatever, but they fit really well. What if you just did that? Instead of trying to have this like huge variety, you just don't need to. You don't have to be Target. You don't have to be Amazon. You don't have to be Free People. You don't have to be any of those things. You can just have within your shop, like the first few seasons that I was open, the only thing that I sold, well, probably the first 2 seasons, the only thing that I sold was like things that were t-shirt material. So we started off literally just t-shirts. That's the only clothing that we sold. Then it started to get to be, we only had a few brands, and there was just sweatery things, but they were like made out of like waffle knit, like t-shirt material, and dresses that were longer, but they were made out of t-shirt material. Do you see where this is going? Like, if you start off in those categories, I can pretty much tell you that it's going to like snowball into more of the types of things that you are really excited to have within your shop, like the more risky type pieces that are just like so fun and cute. But right away, take some risks on some crazy t-shirts rather than getting this like wild dress that's just, you know what I'm saying? Like, spend your money wisely, in other words, and that's how you find out like what to purchase so that's actually going to sell. Last, I'm going to say one more time. Always buy for fit. watch that fit, because if it doesn't fit well, I can guarantee you it ain't gonna sell. All right, that's all. I'll see you soon.